Today on Tennessee Football Talk, it might be our most loaded show to date. Up first, Tennessee gets some breaking injury news from head coach Kalen DeBoer. I'll tell you about what he has to say and how that impacts Saturday's game. Daevin Hobbs also gives us an injury update. If you remember that game against Arkansas, everybody was pumped. He was back in the lineup. Well, he went down with an injury late in the third quarter, late in the game. He'll tell you how he's feeling. And then up last, keys to victory against Alabama. 5 things I think Tennessee needs to do if they want to walk away victorious from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Let's start with the Alabama injury report. As we discussed on Monday, Jam Miller and Derek Meadows both dealing with concussions. Kalen DeBoer updated that to us on Monday's press conference. Today, he spoke to the media again and said, I expect Derek will be out, and I think Jam's in probably what we'd put in a questionable state for the weekend when it comes to the report tonight. That's kind of where I see it right now. So, what we know from that report, the most updated we are as of right now, Jam Miller is questionable. Derek Meadows, the freshman wide receiver, is out. He will not be playing Saturday's game against Tennessee. Kind of nice to have a head coach that lets a little bit more loose when it comes to the injury report. We're used to Josh Heupel holding things very, very close to the vest, so thank you to Kalen DeBoer for letting us know all of that. Coming up on today's show, I'm going to tell you what that injury report means for the Tennessee Volunteers, specifically with Alabama's star running back Jam Miller. But before that, if you guys think this show is your jam, I had to. Make sure you are subscribed. We are in the midst of a heated sub-battle with the Alabama Football Report. We're updating you guys every single day because this one is our most important. We're down, 13 subscribers? Not bad. We've been closer, we've been further away, but we're still in second place. I need us to get to first place, and I need us to do that at the end of the day. So if you hate the Alabama Crimson Tide, and if you love daily videos for 100% free on your Tennessee Volunteers, subscribe is free. Derek Meadows, that is, who is out for the game against Tennessee. He has yet to catch a pass, but he is a big-bodied wide receiver. So I think that is a positive for Tennessee, that they don't have to worry about a guy who's like 6'5" and has a massive catch radius. But the biggest news of those two, obviously, is Jam Miller. Jam Miller is one of their best offensive players, period. Like, he's not just their best running back, he's one of the best tools they have on offense in general. He's only played in 3 games this season, had a shoulder injury he sustained in training camp, put him out the first 2 games, then he's come back, played the last 3 games, and he's tallied up 267 yards, 58 carries, 4.6 yards a pop, and a touchdown. And now why this is so big, kind of like we talked about on Monday, is because Tennessee's rush defense is easily the biggest weakness that this team has. In 2025, they've allowed 816 yards of the ground, 3.29 yards a carry, 136 yards a game, and 13 touchdowns running the football. And if you look a little bit deeper, pull out the microscope, magnify it a little bit more, if you just look at what they've done against SEC opponents, it's pretty jarring. Nate Frazier, 14 carries, 73 yards, 5.2 yards a carry. Georgia's running back. Mississippi State's running back, Fluff Bothwell, 23 carries, 134 yards, 5.8 yards a carry. And then Mike Washington Jr., 3 days after calling out the Tennessee defense, went ahead, put up 19 carries for 131 yards and 6.9 yards a carry. I don't want to speculate because that's not what I'm here to do. So what I'm about to say, don't take it as gospel. Don't run with it and put it out on social media. But I personally would be pretty surprised if Jam Miller ends up playing on Saturday. And if that is the case, we don't root for injuries. That's a horrible thing to do. But I think we're all man enough to admit that's a big break for Tennessee. If you look at the hit he took, guys, it was a really, really big one against Missouri. I'm going to go frame by frame here because we can't show you this video. And if we did, FBI agents would walk through the door. They'd arrest me. You'd never see me again. But if you look at the hit frame by frame, you can just see how much of that is helmet-to-helmet contact at full force from that Missouri defender. DeBoer, when it comes to Jam Miller, he's going to keep this one close to the vest. And I know it didn't seem like he's doing that when he came out and just said straight up, look, he's questionable. But that's just because we are used to things from Josh Heupel, like I was telling you earlier. But I believe this is going to be one of those situations where they keep him as questionable. He's not ruled out until like morning of the game. But in reality, they're sitting in the team room right now in the training room, and they're saying, look, you are 4 days removed from suffering a massive head injury. There is no way we can risk your safety this season and just in your life after football to play in this ballgame. Bama's other rushers outside of Jam Miller, let's just call a spade, they're not that great. Kevin Riley, 44 carries, 183 yards, 4.2 yards a carry. He's their leading rusher outside of Miller. A.K. Deere, 7 carries for 85 yards. Ty Simpson is their third leading rusher, 40 carries, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Guys, this is your biggest weakness, run defense, and you're about to play a team without their best running back. And also, Ryan Williams isn't 100% either. And I know Jermon McCoy absolutely locked him up, put him in cuffs last year, but you don't have Jermon McCoy, okay? And I believe that Ryan Williams is a little bit more injured than they're willing to tell us right now. He didn't have a single catch in the game against Missouri, the first time that's ever happened in his career. Do you think Miller plays against Tennessee? Let me know down below in the comment section by giving me a yes or giving me a no. Jam Miller, does he play on Saturday against the Vols? You let me know your answer. Daevin Hobbs is next up on our video full of injury news. As we know, he got back in action against the Arkansas Razorbacks and played a phenomenal game, but he went down in that second half and was down for a while. Now, I was at the game, so I didn't get to hear the reporters anytime in the second half give an injury update on whether he was questionable return. All I know is that he left, and a lot of people are a little bit worried if he re-aggravated an injury because that was his first game back and first game played in 2025. Daevin Hobbs spoke to the media yesterday, was asked about it, and he gave us, 7 words? Make me feel good about it. Yeah, I feel good. It was nothing. Sweet. There it is. Daevin Hobbs feeling good. It was nothing. This is huge for Tennessee. This is really, really big because they had to go their first 4 games of the season without Jackson, Moy, and Daevin Hobbs. Then they get Moy back for, I believe it was the Mississippi State game. And then now they get Hobbs back for Arkansas. They are finally back to full strength when it comes to the interior of this defensive line. And also, Daevin Hobbs had a hell of a game. 34 snaps, 5 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and an overall PFF grade of 64.4, which was the second highest rater interior defensive lineman on this roster. Give me as much depth and give me as much health as it is possible to have in this sport in the SEC. Because Josh Heupel talked about it in the vein of the wide receivers. He said the longer you're going to go into this season, the less healthy guys are going to get, the more you're going to need guys to step up. So the more guys I have playing, the more guys I have in this rotation, and the more guys I have off of the injury report, the happier I'm going to be. It's science, okay? And I was a journalism major at Tennessee. So I didn't take science. Do you want the Vols to stay healthy? If you do, hit me with a thumbs up button. Okay, like today's video down below. The third Saturday in October, that is coming up next, as in on Saturday, but also coming up next on today's show. I'm going to give you 5 keys to victory. 5 things I think Tennessee Volunteers need to do to come out victorious against the Alabama Crimson Tide. But before that, if you want to come out victorious on your day today, get yourself this great deal. chatsports.com/UT hoodie for only $22. I don't know if you need a gift for your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your uncle, your cousin, your grandpa, your grandma, your neighbor. I don't know if you need a gift for anybody, but if you do, this would be a perfect one because it is so dang cheap. $22. And I made it really easy for you. I'll put that link, chatsports.com/UT hoodie, in the comment section and in the description of today's video. All you got to do is click on it. It'll take you right to this deal, and then you'll be able to check out, and you'll be sporting this thing in just a matter of days. Coming up first, and my keys to victory, stop the run. And this goes to show, and this, is whether Jam Miller plays or not. We showed you the graphic of what SEC running backs have been able to do against Tennessee so far this season. They have fared very, very, very well. The one you held to the worst still got 5.2 yards a carry. The one most recent that you played almost averaged 7 yards every time he touched the football. Guys, this is your biggest weakness, and it's not even particularly close. So if you want to beat Alabama, I don't care if it's Jam Miller. I don't care if it's Walter Payton. I don't care if it's producer Gage. Whoever is running the football, you got to eliminate them. Number 2. This one's important when you're on the road, in a raucous environment, in a rivalry game. You have to play turnover-free football. Coming into this season, Joey Aguilar's biggest shtick was the fact that he turned the football over a lot. He did it a ton at App State and Diablo Valley. The thing is he's done a pretty good job with that this year. Now he's averaging just a little bit less than 1 interception a game. Not great when you just look at it from a overview per se. But you also have to think that 3 of those interceptions just came from bouncing off of Tennessee players' hands and going into the hands of the other teams. 2 of them in the Mississippi State game. So yeah, he's thrown 5 picks, but a lot of them not his fault. Guys, he's going to have to keep the ball in the hands of the guys in orange on Saturday. Because if you go on the road against a very good football team and you turn the football over, you might as well call this thing cooked. That is the biggest momentum killer for you, the biggest momentum swing for them, especially when they have that home crowd behind them. Number 3, take the lead early. This has to go with the fact that you're playing on the road as well, right? If you jump out early, you take the crowd out of it. And taking the crowd out of it is a massive, massive thing. But if you let them take an early lead, that crowd is going to be so much for your offense. And yeah, they've played road games before. One singular on the road against Mississippi State. Guys, that stadium, if you remember it, was half Tennessee Volunteer players. Excuse me, half Tennessee Volunteer fans. Bryant-Denny is not Davis Wade. I've been to both, okay? I worked at Mississippi State for a year. Went to 6 or 7 football games. One of the worst atmospheres in the SEC. I apologize if any of our Mississippi State buddies are watching this. I've been to Bryant-Denny Stadium. The last time you played this game on the road, it's no Neyland, but it's one of the top environments in the SEC. Okay? So if you could take the lead early, take that crowd out of it, that's going to be huge. Number 4, pressure Ty Simpson. The funny thing about this Alabama team is their offensive line is It's not that great. It's fine. It's nowhere near as good as they've had in the past. It doesn't just have loads and loads of first-round talent on it outside of Caden Proctor. And this time, he's kind of being used more as a running back and wide receiver than an offensive lineman. I kid. Back to the point. Ty Simpson doesn't turn the ball over. He only has 1 interception this entire season, and that was when they were going for it on 4th down. In that kind of situation, you heave it, see if they're dumb enough to pick it off, and Missouri actually was. If you pressure him, that's going to cause him to make mistakes more often. The good thing is you have the best defensive line, maybe in football, definitely in the SEC. You're second in FBS in sacks. Guys, that is unbelievable. Keep that going. Number 5, and probably the most important, okay? I'm going to need you guys to huddle in for this one. Gage, go ahead and send me full screen. This is how important this is. You got to make the play late, okay? Anytime you are playing a team that is the top in the country, one of the best in the SEC, and you believe you're one of the best in the SEC, this thing is going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to the very end. This is exactly what I said about that Georgia game. It's all going to come down to who can make the play late. And Tennessee against the Bulldogs, they weren't able to do it. You're going to have to be able to make that play late against Alabama. You're going to have to be able to make that big stop, get that big first down, make that big throw, make that big catch, make that big kick. Whoever makes the play late in this one, late in the 4th quarter, possibly in overtime, that is who is going to walk away victorious. That's going to do it on today's show. I told you it was a loaded one. We're going like 15 minutes on this piece. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for the entirety of it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. My handles are there. Also, my social medias are in the comment section. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/VolsTalk. We do this thing daily. We only talk Tennessee football. I love Vol Hoops, but what can I say? I'm a football guy. it's a football school. Really, it's an everything school, but you guys get what I'm saying. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.